Good evening, I'm Dan Wolf. Laura has the night off. Thanks for joining us. The proposed data center for Hermantown has people fired up. That project from an anonymous Fortune 50 company would be the size of 2 Miller Hill malls near the intersection of Midway Road and Morris Thomas Road. After 5 hours of public comment at last night's meeting, City Council unanimously approved rezoning the land where that data center would go. Well, tonight, Hermantown's Planning and Zoning Commission was scheduled to review and possibly award permits related to the project. But as Northern News Now's Dominic Vitiello reports, that didn't happen.
Protesters against the Hermantown data center showed up in force once again for Tuesday's Planning and Zoning Commission as the commission was set to review proposed permits about the data center. But after requests were sent by the Minnesota Environmental Quality Board, those items got removed from the agenda.
We have some homework to do to respond to a petition. And so it's appropriate, obviously we couldn't do that late afternoon until today at 7 p.m. So we've pulled those from the agenda so that we can do that due diligence.
The Minnesota Environmental Quality Board, which is a state agency, highlighted what they say is considerable evidence sent to them by petitioners on the need for an environmental assessment worksheet. The city now has 15 working days to decide whether it believes an EAW needs to be performed regarding the data center project. Many in attendance Tuesday night were happy to see this process slow down.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking a step back and hearing some of the thoughts that were presented last night and the environmental homework that is before you.
The two agenda items related to the data center that were pulled were permits for data center communications facilities, offices, support buildings, utility equipment, and much more. According to city staff, if what the EQB's review request gets resolved, the next showing of these permits will be November 18th. Reporting in Hermantown, Dominic Vitiello, Northern News Now.
We've done many stories now on the data center, hearing from people both for and against its construction. Find them all using the Northern News Now app.